also like a stroke job.
Funny.
Hey everybody, it's Neil with the Dashly Gentleman. Oh my god, so sorry for all the frickin' technical difficulties.
He's not actually sorry.
Oh, I'm super sorry about it. That was ridiculous. Look, okay, so we had the timer set for 5 minutes to count down, and then like at the last minute and a half, my sound completely died out. And then we couldn't, and Frank was having some freaking bandwidth problems, and it was just the worst. I'm so sad right now. But thanks for joining us, Scatman. Scatman, how you doing?
Hey, Scott!
Hey, Scotty, too hotty.
Tonight, we've got Jeremiah. Say hi, Jeremiah.
Hi.
And we also have
It
Frank.
still says we're playing Rocksmith, just so you know.
Oh my god. Look, there you go.
There you go. Good job.
Yay!
Fucking amateur hour.
Pretty much. So anyways, we also have Frank. Say hi, Frank.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
You don't get the satisfaction.
This is a debacle.
I don't work with amateurs.
Clearly you do. You're here.
I do. I lower my standards, but only for you. And anyone else with $5.
So tonight we're going to talk about getting old again, part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Woo-woo.
We're also going to talk about
Butt stuff.
Generations. Like Star Trek Generations.
Oh, you guys can go ahead and take a back seat. I'll take this one from here.
Yeah, whatever.
Look,
I've seen that movie a couple times. Just kidding. Just regular Generations.
You saw the movie one or twice?
One or twice.
Yep.
Yep.
You know that I have not.
That's fine. Not everybody can handle good things.
So, before we get too involved in our grievances, which we're going to vent thoroughly tonight about these damn kids and these damn old people,
Rap music.
and their hip-hop, their hippity-hop, we're just going to go down the list of the American generations, so we can discuss them in length. You ready for this? You ready?
Y'all ready for this? Da-da-da.
I feel like we should have some montage music for this, but we're not gonna. So here we go. We got first generation in the Western world was called the Lost Generation, also known as the Generation of 1914 in Europe.
Okay.
That was the people that fought in World War One.
Now, was that when they were born, or was that when they would have been active?
I believe it's when they have been active. It says the members of Lost Generation were typically born between 1883 and 1990.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah.
So that was
Wait,
1883 and 1990? Damn.
yeah.
That's a big fucking generation.
I was like, dude, that's like 115 years. Jesus.
It also notes right here in the Wikipedia, all members of this generation are now deceased.
No, because I was born in 1985. I'm pretty sure I'm not fucking deceased.
1883 and 1900, Frank.
You said 1990.
Yeah, you said 1990.
I was like, that's really not that long ago.
That was the first generation of our country.
Yeah, that was it. Right there. That's where it
1990.
started. To 1990, absolutely. I get that. I'm on board.
Biggest malls in Tupac were alive.
I was right next to Washington when he crossed the Delaware, and I punched that Jerry right in his fucking mouth.
Listen, they may not all be deceased right now, but they're gonna be in a second.
They're gonna be if they don't shut their fucking mouth.
So what do you think about that generation? Pros and cons. Frank, go.
pros and cons of that generation. I mean, like it's not the greatest generation, but they did give us cool things like Prohibition and World War One.
Was Prohibition cool though? I mean,
it made for great movies.
That's what I was gonna say. It spawned a lot of really good movies and speakeasies.
Speakeasies is like the progenitor of the glory hole. You know?
No, I don't. Please tell me what the hell you're talking about.
Jared gets it. Jared gets it.
Maybe Jared can
You knock
enlighten
on
us.
the door and a wiener comes out.
I mean, I know what a glory hole is, okay?
But like,
You don't have to
change
explain it to
wiener
me.
for like the neck of a bottle of beer. It's the same
Yeah,
thing.
but like, and you drink it. You just happen to drink both like Madonna drinks. You know, with your tongue out and all the way to the back.
Yeah?
Release forms, kids.
Stop it.
I mean, that was a generation of real innovation. It was like the last of the exploring, last of the frontiers were being pretty much wrapped up. And then you had Europe just pretty much screwing the pooch on the way alliances are supposed to work. So that's fun.
Yeah.
Kill a flag.
Pretty much.
How do you alliance?
How do you alliance? Is that a real question, or are you just being facetious?
I'm being facetious.
Okay, good, because I was like, I don't want to have to explain this to you.
Oh, tell me all the things.
No.
Okay, fine, good. Okay, so
Yeah,
next,
that's my normal day. I have to tell you everything.
look, you gotta go. So the next generation, make it so. It's called the GI generation. That was World War II veterans.
Yep.
And that was around the time when, what was it, like pretty much 80% of our men were gone to war? I don't know, I'm just throwing a number out there.
I don't know what the percentage was. I know that it was pretty high. I mean, America dedicated 500,000 troops to the European and Pacific War effort.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. It's a lot, and it's frustrating because like that whole conflict didn't really need to happen. And World War One and the previous generation pretty much made sure it was going to happen, and that's what really is disappointing, because it's the most catastrophic event of the 20th century, and it also precedes even more catastrophic events and ideologies that permeate the 20th century that caused the deaths of like upwards between 300 to 400 million people.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Just a couple people. Just a few people. Died.
you know.
No big deal.
No big deal. No, nothing crazy. I mean, yeah. No
And
black death or anything.
it gave us yeah. Wink, wink. It gave us like it allowed us as Americans to really discover our patriotic nature, to really truly be patriotic. Because I mean, like we only really had a dog in the fight for the Pacific and
Right.
against Japan. But then, like on moral grounds and on the idea that we're going to support our allies, we decided to join the European theater, and they were losing, and then they were winning. America,
America.
and then like it really was like cemented our position as the world's premier, I guess, moral safeguard. Even though like we the next few subsequent wars we pretty much fucked ourselves over ethically, but we still get to have that moral litmus test of we fought Nazis.
To be fair, I mean, like, that was, I don't want to say it was a good war, but it was very polarized. It was
It was a righteous war.
yeah, it was a righteous war.
Yeah.
There was a clear villain, and
Right.
everybody could get behind it, take down the bad guy.
What's so funny is that like because we say that Hitler was a real villain, and then we allied with Stalin.
Sometimes you need to
He was actually substantially worse than Hitler.
fight evil with a different kind of evil.
Sure.
I don't know.
I mean, he was definitely. I mean, like I think what was so not. I mean, I'm gonna say amazing, but like I guess like awesome, but in like the classical sense of like that which produces a state of awe. Like, oh shit, World War II, because like World War One, a ton of people died, and the amount of fighting was incredible. It just devastated everything, and it was supposed to be, like they said, the war to end all wars. And a lot of people died, but then World War II rolls around, and it was whole sections of nations were being annihilated. I mean, it wasn't just like, hey, we met, at Verdun and then we fought soldiers. It was, we went into Nanking and killed about 80% of the people that were there. We took Berlin and killed pretty much everyone there. We were taking people and putting them into camps and just killing everybody. I mean, like that in World War I. I mean, it was amazing the difference in time that one generation can make between World War I and World War II as far as like the way wars were conducted. Because like in World War I, they're still trying to like organize themselves into rank and file, and World War II, like they wouldn't anymore. So I mean, like the war developed very quickly, and that with like the advent of the machine gun and the plane, but then also the ideology, the way that it worked, because like America, Britain, and France in World War II pretty much still fought with the same mentality. Like someone surrenders, you take them prisoner. But then Germany before, like you would, if someone surrendered, Germany, like in World War I, Germany would take you in, and then they would bandage you, they would feed you, and they would, give you medical assistance, and then they would contact your government, and then they would release you. I mean, it was like as much of a gentleman's war as you could possibly have.
Sure.
But then World War II, it flipped. So like, France was, they had their conflict with the Nazis during the Blitzkrieg. They throw their hands up, and then they all get rifled down. I mean, like, it was unprecedented at that time. I mean, like that shit, especially in Europe, did not fucking happen. I mean, it was amazing, like how much anger there was in Germany at the beginning of World War II. And just understandable anger, but still so much anger. So
We're very angry.
They're very angry.
Kill them all.
I want to do that next time I go lifting. I'm just going to scream like Arnold the entire time I lift like 5 pounds.
You should. That's what I do every time.
9. 9.
Why is every number 9? I can never get to 10.
So what about the pros of that? I mean, like other than
we got microwaves out of that.
How about technology that came out of it?
The technology that came out of it was excellent because the Allies and the Soviet Union pretty much snapped up every Nazi scientist on the planet.
Oh yeah.
And then you end up with massive advances in weaponry that I always like. It's the matriculation effect that from like you have massive advances in war technology, then it just sort of like trickles down into civilian technology and quality of life things like
right.
The jet engine making it possible for like commercial flights, and then microwave being developed because of bombs, and like so then now you have all these cool things that like you didn't have before, and they all came out because of massive industrialization for World War II and us running out of a bunch of stuff. And then you also get like the amazing amount of patriotism that came out of World War II. I mean, I was going to call it nationalism, but that was a Nazi thing. We're not there.
Yes.
We don't do nationalism.
Almost.
No, realistically, we still don't. I mean, there's a very select minority that do, and they just recently like got done marching in Charlottesville.
I mean, they do call themselves nationalists. I mean, it's not like it's a derogatory term.
No, it is absolutely a derogatory term. I mean, like in every way, it's a derogatory term. I mean, anyone who tells you that being a nationalist isn't a derogatory term doesn't fucking know what being a nationalist is.
But they call themselves that, don't they?
Yeah, well, they also call themselves fucking neo-Nazis, Neil, and everyone knows Nazis are fucking bad.
Is that derogatory? I mean, they like that shit.
It's not that fucking hard to figure. Yeah, trust me. I don't care what the president says. Nazis are bad. Okay, I will be the first one to tell you. I'll be the first one to fucking tell you Nazis are bad. Okay. Look me in my face. Look me in my fucking face. Nazis are bad.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. They also lost the war. So, I mean, like, they get to not have a fucking flag anymore.
Oh, they're not very good at anything, are they?
You're not very good at reading. But you are very good at having a lifted truck with a great big old Confederate flag in the back.
Oh my God.
As the Lord intended it.
The only thing, if you haven't really, because there's a guy that drives around this area that has this giant lifted truck with like this easy, like, 10 by 10 Confederate flag swinging out the back of his truck. I strongly feel the only thing that he should be permitted to play, like with a huge subwoofer, is Dixie. That's it. If you fly the stars and bars, you play Dixie. Period. You just all the time. That's it.
What's the point to have a subwoofer at that point? I mean, like,
and then whenever you get out,
Hazard theme.
Oh yeah,
that's yeah, but they weren't racist though. They were just Southern.
But I mean,
I know, but
Good old
But-
boys.
so yeah. So, but I mean, like, and then every time you exit your truck, you can't get out of your truck and just like get out and look around, and like lock it. And boop, boop. That doesn't work. Not if you got all that, So you got the flag and then Dixie and jump out of your truck. Go, "Woo!" I mean, and then you're okay. Then you can go shopping. It's a little awkward whenever you do it at like Walmart, though. I'm sure that all my neighbors woke up to.
How are your ears, Jer?
what?
Yeah, so I thought.
Is this a part of getting old?
Hey, you know what's nice? You know what's nice about that
Okay.
is because I'm not the one in charge of sound control, so Neil has to filter
Listen,
that for
there
the
ain't no amount of sound control that can fix that shit.
I can't hear shit.
So normal. You're welcome, everyone.
All right, so let's skip along here because we obviously have some grievances to vent.
Is there really a grievance? I think that's just statements of fact.
I mean, yeah, but tomato, tomato. So next generation, number one, is the silent generation, also known as the lucky few.
Why?
They were born approximately between 1925 and 1942. It includes some who fought in World War II, most of those who fought in the Korean War, and many during the Vietnam War. I don't know why they're called the silent generation, but
Well, I don't know why it's called sound generation, but I know they do call that the golden generation because that's whenever most innovations happen, and that was whenever American GDP was at its highest.
Yeah, until it wasn't.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
So,
that, thus goeth every economy in the planet.
I mean, until it really wasn't. Like that was
What are you referring to?
that was the fucking Great Depression right there.
No, it wasn't.
1925 to 1942.
Okay. Born during 1925, 1942. I
Yeah.
mean, like, because they were pulling out. Okay, so I was thinking people are born during that. Okay, so yeah, that would have been like at the ass end of the Depression.
That would have been. It started at 1929, the Depression.
Did it?
Yeah.
Was it?
I thought it was coming to a head at like 1930. So you might be right. But I mean, at least, well, because World War II pulled us out of the Depression because right after World War I, then the banks collapsed, and then they had the Dust Bowl, and then so you're right. You're fine. I'm sorry. I take it back.
I accept your apology.
I don't think he actually does that.
I don't give a shit if he does or not. That's his problem. That's a hidden problem.
So I mean, I don't know, like, what? Okay, gonna ask Frank here. What caused the Great Depression?
People not knowing how money works.
How credit works?
Well, it's not just credit. It wasn't just credit. I mean, it was like everybody
column B.
I mean, everybody all the same time because you need in order for banks to function, banks need to have money. So, I mean, to my understanding of the way that the depression came about was that everybody was like, "I got to have my goddamn money like right now," and everybody withdrew everything, and so the banks were having to shut down because they had no money.
Oh, okay. Because
you can't charge interest on something that doesn't exist.
Right. So they basically gave out loans on money that wasn't theirs, and then when people wanted to withdraw their money, the money wasn't there.
Right.
Okay. Now it makes sense.
And then but nobody in the country made enough money to be able to put it into a bank that would make enough of a difference. That's why the great deal or the big deal or whatever that Roosevelt had was so good, starting like massive public works foundations because he actually paid comparable wages, and because he was actually able to pay comparable wages from the Treasury, he used that money because people had to put it somewhere, emptying out basically the national treasury in order to pay people, because like your national treasury only really is functioning so your national treasury has gold,
right,
and that's the gold standard. So I mean, like, that's how you have it. But then like you actually need to have people actually take money and put it into the bank, that way your banks will actually function. And if you have all this money in gold but nobody has anything to actually like connect it to, you have nothing.
Yeah.
This is not how money works. That's why like these idiots in Washington that are like, we're gonna pay people $17.50 an hour. I'm like, yeah, but the value of the dollar just goes down. It doesn't make any difference. And everybody in the area is gonna make you charge like $14 for a loaf of bread.
Yeah. I mean,
just because you make a big number, you could say, I'm gonna pay you $1,000 an hour. So then like now you have $4,000 for a fucking thing of bread. I mean, it's literally, look at Mexico. Look at the Mexican problem with pesos. You know, we have nothing to tie this to.
Mm.
It just
Oh,
doesn't make
boy.
any sense.
All
Yeah.
these zeros are meaningless.
Yeah. I mean, you take all the zeros off and just go with the last actual number, the non-placeholder number. That's how much money you have.
It's like cryptocurrency. I
All
mean,
right, I'm sorry.
it
I didn't
is.
mean to get on economics, Rand. I apologize.
no, I mean it was important because it's. I mean, the Great Depression. It's makes.
Depressing.
Hey,
So-
you know what I did learn when I was in history class. This goes to being old. We made Hoover cake.
Oh yeah, I
in
remember making
my-
that shit.
Yeah, in my history class, and I was like, there's prunes in this, right? And then he says, yeah, because they didn't have any sugar. They made it with tons of prunes, and it was really good. And the girl who sat in front of me, who will remain nameless, but I married her. She didn't know anything about prunes, but she ate like 3 pieces of Hoover cake,
Oh my god.
which has like 1,000,000 prunes in it, and she's like, I'll be right back. I don't feel good. And then just the teacher's still talking. Just gets up, leaves. And I was like,
And then
She
you're
gets
just
back-
like, I'm gonna marry that chick.
she gets back and she's all gray and she's all, I don't feel good. I'm like, yeah, I fucking bet. Yeah, I bet you don't. Maybe one time you're about to start floating on air.
That's fucking. Yeah, man. You had to make that with a cast iron skillet, right?
Yep. That's all I had. Otherwise, it just doesn't work.
True.
We made that. We made hardtack.
That's also when sliders were invented.
Yeah, because they didn't have any food.
Oh, I love
Sawdust
sliders.
and hamburger meat. And they call them sliders because, they'd slide in your mouth and they'd slide right at your butt.
Yep. The sawdust is a really good old that's a good old medieval recipe too, because they used to take that and throw it inside soup, so like it'd have be like full of body, but it would probably make you sick as shit because you're eating wood. Wood is not the most. I mean, I'm not a nutritionist, but I'm pretty sure eating an oak tree is not good for you. Even if you boil the oak tree, I'm pretty sure it's not good for you.
That's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah, you imagine just like you see some asshole just like pushing over a tree. I'm gonna boil this son of a bitch. I'm gonna eat this thing.
You see that tree over there? I'm gonna fucking eat it. I'm gonna eat it.
You know what? That would be me. That would be me if there was like a squirrel outside my house that would wake me up every morning. I would literally push I would push the whole fucking tree that the squirrel lived in down, and I would boil the whole tree and I would eat it right in front of that squirrel. I don't care. I'm gonna eat this whole goddamn oak tree
It'd
because
be
I
a lot
fucking
easier
hate you.
Just to
to
prove a
just boil
point.
a squirrel. I mean,
Yeah, but that's like you don't get to appreciate the misery.
I guess.
I'm a vile human being. I'm sorry. I have
Yeah.
to do these things.
I have to.
I have to.
All right. So that was the silent generation. Here comes the baby boomers. And it's funny. It's also known as the me generation.
Damn it, it's mine.
They're the generation that were born mostly following World War II. There are no precise dates when the cohort birth years start and end. Typically, they range from the early to mid 1940s and end from 1960 to 1964. Increased birth rates were observed during post-World War II baby boom, making them a relatively large demographic cohort. Yeah, because the government basically said, have babies, we'll give you money.
Yeah, and
And I mean, there wasn't
it was-
much going on,
and it was also like a huge economic upswing. So I mean, like you could actually have afford to have mom at home, dad goes out to work. You have one parent working a job, and then be able to have one parent at home to supervise all the kids. So I mean, and really, realistically, they were making enough money that you could actually have multiple children at one time. And that was up until that point. I mean, you had the Great Depression, you had World War One, which was not really much better than the Great Depression, and then the generation immediately preceding that, you had the fucking Civil War. So literally nobody could afford to do anything. It's I have one baby, that's pretty much my lot, and he needs to grow he needs to grow up fucking fast so he can help me on this farm.
Yeah.
And then, go die on war.
Yeah, and then God damn it, I got to make another one.
Mhm.
And so
Have you seen my wife?
I like how it says that there's not a precise date for it. I guess it would really just depend on how liberal the reporter is and how angry they are.
Okay.
because they're like because it always seems like you get into like a discussion with like with a super liberal or like a CNN reporter and they're being like the baby boomer generation. The guy's like 45. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's not a baby boomer. I'm pretty confident that he's not the baby boomer generation. He's not fine. Fine. I'm a baby boomer too. Let's all be baby boomers. Our parents fucked.
Oh, fucking baby boomers.
Our parents fucked at some point. Boom, there's a baby, y'all.
Stupid. So back in that day, how
If you
was?
think about it?
Go ahead,
I was,
Jeff.
gonna, I was gonna say, if you think about it, baby boomers sounds terrible. You know, if you're thinking of it in the literal sense. I mean, I guess that's why. Maybe that's why there's no precise date because
Why does this baby's rattle have a turban?
Can't say that, Frank.
Look, it's fine.
No. So how? Look, okay, this is what gets me because they're called baby boomers, obviously because there was a whole fuck ton of them, right? So, what was the government policies at that time to cause this upsurge? Like, tell me. Anybody?
What was the government's response to the upsurge?
Because wasn't it something along the lines of we just sent 500,000 people to war, we need to repopulate kind of thing?
We gotta restock.
It was literally because of the technological and the economical advancements that the U.S. incurred during the war. Once we were no longer basically in a state of total war, which is what World War II was. It was a clinical definition of total war.
Right.
Once it was over, those same resources returned. So then we still had to innovate in order to make those things happen. So we learned how to make tanks, airplanes, bombs, bullets faster, cheaper, with fewer people. So then with that mechanization and that innovation, once there was no longer war, there are people that were like, I bet we could build cars, like regular cars the same way. I bet that we could build toasters the same way too. And then all of a sudden they were like, you know what? Oh, we also got all this new technology that just suddenly started popping up because we were trying to do all these different things in the war effort. I bet we could retrofit that for civilian use. And then they just went completely insane with it. And we're like, sell everything. Get a fucking vacuum cleaner. We can get you for $44. And it's amazing. And we can bring it to your house. We can sell it to you anywhere that you go because we have now everybody's got a fucking telephone. Everyone can have a car. Everyone has all this money. Your $1 bill is practically an entire week's worth of wages. And we're going to give you $5 an hour. So, I mean, the economic prosperity was was really the driving force. I mean, because anytime that you have an economic upswing, you'll always see people fucking a lot more.
Right. I mean,
because they're going to have babies. Because, I mean, it's even like my situation. We're I had no money. Babies were not in the question. They were not in the equation.
Right.
But then, now once I actually got a good job and I actually started being able to make money, now kids was an option. And then, as the economic upswing for me went, now I have 2 kids. I mean, it's the same. It's the same thought process, the same principle.
Well, all right.
I mean, standard thought process. I mean, there's a lot of poor ass people out that have 4 or 5 kids.
I said same process. Well, I mean, and a lot of that comes from what Neil was talking about, in the 1950s, where we decided that, as the Democratic Party, I'm holding you responsible because it's true, decided that they were going to establish the welfare generation. And that's how you end up with. Well, they started welfare programs in 50s, 60s, and then it just got exponentially worse.
Listen, we haven't gotten there yet, Frank, have we?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Look, he asked. I'll let you talk. I'll be quiet.
There is no defined welfare generation. I think it's somewhere in between baby boomers and Generation X.
When did Martin Luther King march? It's around that time.
It was in the 60s, right?
I don't remember. I know Kennedy was killed in 63. I don't remember when Martin Luther was killed. Sorry, Martin Luther King Jr., not Martin Luther. Martin Luther was killed back in 1350.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
This is not the same generation. I'm sorry. Martin Luther King and Martin Luther, they're not friends. They're not relatives. Although that would be really fun to explain at the barbecue.
All right, so the baby boomers, they went nutty. They
They bought everything, they fucked everything, and they couldn't buy it and they couldn't fuck it. They ruined it.
They built a whole bunch of
Can I
shit.
put my dick in it? I don't want it.
Listen,
Yeah.
I feel like okay.
Put it
like
in the gas tank.
we're gonna skip ahead a little bit, but I feel like nowadays the still living baby boomers, which there's a ton of them, they'd be like, back in my day. They're the
mean like
ones that
we
say
do?
that shit the most often. Back in my
You
day.
mean like we do that literally all the time. Every time we talk about a video game, we yell back in my day. Every time. There are no exceptions.
Listen, shut up. I'm
just
talking
saying.
about like
Back in my day,
jobs.
platformers were not nearly as hard as Vulgar the fucking Viking.
That's
Why
bullshit.
is it so hard?
Have you never played Ninja Gaiden? Hello.
No, it's not. Look, yeah, it's on Ninja Gaiden Black, where they kind of like put like you have a vagina mode in here.
Yeah, basically. But the original Ninja Gaiden? Oh my god, that game was
Like the first one,
yes.
I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, like, okay, my childhood self didn't think it was that bad. I'm sure now that like I've got big, clumsy, stupid hands, I'm like, that game is hard. Like I was last night with Vulgar the Viking.
No. You clearly do not remember it properly.
Apparently, I don't. I guess you're gonna have to just play it for me.
It was a very difficult game.
I don't want to.
I want you to because I want you to, suffer.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Anywho, baby boomers, they're the ones that typically say, back in my day, you could just go down to the the factory and talk to the supervisor or the foreman there
Oh.
and stay there until you force them to give you a job. Like,
Oh yeah.
shake
That
his
doesn't work
hand.
anymore. Yeah, I know, and like, yeah, I do enjoy getting the advice from people of that generation. They're like, because I'm in the give an application, then you call them,
Right.
fairly frequently to kind of bug them. But then like go down there and you stand in his office and you tell him that you give you a job and he needs to give it to you and you don't leave until you get it.
It's the law.
Because the security will fucking throw you out.
Yes.
I mean, like that is literally not going to work. I mean, like
So-
I have had people yell at me whenever I was like 15 because I was like, man, like this place won't give me a job. It's kind of annoying. Would you go down there and just get in their face? I'm like, well, that sets a good precedent.
Oh yeah, they'll hire me right on the spot.
I mean like you get in the boss's face and I'm like, I want to fucking work for you and fucking hire me right now. Oh, okay. I mean, the rest of the time I'm going to be here, it's going to be shitty, I'm sure.
It's like, why don't you have a seat over there, security? They're gonna rough you
Yeah.
up a bit on the way out, so just be ready for that.
They're gonna be like, well, let's take a walk over to the music section. No, sir, we do not carry Nickelback. That's disgusting. And then everyone just kills you on the spot.
And then you take a photograph.
As they should do. And then
And
they'll
then
make
later-
you laugh.
Then everyone laughs.
You can say, "Look at this photograph. Look at
Look
this
at my twisted
graph."
body. Look at this graph.
Okay, so moving on from baby boomers, Generation X.
That's where you got to have your sick skateboard skills, dude.
Tony Hawk.
Generation X.
Pop shove it.
Rad chat. Commonly abbreviated to Gen X, is the generation following the baby boomers. Obviously, demographers and researchers typically use starting birth years ranging from early to mid 1960s and ending birth years in the early 1980s. The term has also been used in different times and places for a number of different subcultures and countercultures since the 1950s. I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Countercultures.
I mean, there's a whole lot of hippie shit in the 1960s.
Well, sure. Everybody be fucking and drugging and whatever. It's the generation of love
Yeah,
and fucking specifically.
they were counterculture to the baby boomers.
I mean, but no, because most of them were pretty much baby boomers.
But they're like, no, man, we're not
No,
gonna work for the man.
Nah, see, I mean, like they said it at the time, and then they got a little bit older, and they're like, I still kind of want to fuck everything, but I also want a job,
I also want money in my pocket.
and I
wanna
also
fuck
want
everything,
this.
But I need money for drugs.
Yeah, and I also would like this boat, and I'm very willing to cheat on the stock market to make more money, and I am definitely more qualified than this person because my genitalia is different.
Yes.
Love and equality, except when it comes between me and making money.
Yeah. And you just gotta put them in their place, you know?
It's true.
What is
You can't do that.
hashtag me
Man,
too.
when I clean my hose lap in hand, I go way down, so I can get like from like the chin all the way to the top of the head. Like you knock her over.
See, that's the
Great.
perfect time for somebody to join the stream right before you just fucking said that. When I clean up my whole side of my head.
Look, I've said way worse shit on this show. So I mean, if that's as bad as I get right now, then that's really not that bad.
I mean,
He's done worse.
yeah, I mean you have, but
I've had
it's
worse.
a very sensitive time for that subject right now.
On multiple occasions. Frank's done worse.
Like in real life.
I
I seen
don't know what
it.
you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
So Generation X. Okay, so in the U.S., some called Generation Xers the baby bust generation because of the drop in the birth rate following the baby boom. Because
Birth control.
Responsibility, really.
you know, they're like, geez, maybe we shouldn't be fucking so much. The drop in fertility rates in America began in the late 1950s, but according to authors and demographers William Strauss and Neil Howe, he used the 1961 and 1981 for Gen X birth years. By 1991, there were approximately 88.5 million Gen Xers in the U.S. I mean, the birth rate might have come down, I guess, per family, but there was a lot of people still in this country, and a lot of people like to
yeah.
fuck.
I mean, like you're still gonna have like an amount of births, but I mean, like the amount of people per capita would certainly go down because A, the economy wasn't as strong, and B, you know, this is the immediate generation after the generation of love and the baby boomers who are like, give me it, it's mine. And then then you have the same people who were all about me. Then now they have kids, and that's the Gen Xers. So then now these kids grew up with parents that were all about them and practically never there. So then you have like Gen Xers being like, I don't want to do that.
Mom and Dad are playing
Mom
bridge.
Mom and Dad are playing bridge, but with people.
And getting drunk
Why?
for the 10th time this month.
Why are the two waiters that we saw at Pizza Hut carrying Mom like a coffee table with their clothes off? I'm pretty sure that's a devil's triangle.
No, it's a drinking game.
It's a drinking game. Yeah, they put ping pong. Yeah, they put Dickie cups. Dickie's cups. They put Dickie's cups on Mom's back and carried around like a coffee table.
That's
the drinking game. Yeah, and they're hoo-ha 2 times Tuesday.
Well. So pros and cons of Generation X, which
Well, Neil is Generation X.
no, I'm not.
You're born like 1785.
Which obviously wouldn't make me Generation X.
Yeah,
If that were
he's whatever
true.
the first generation was.
He was a pilgrim. He was a first lander at Plymouth. It took him
Wow,
a
man.
long time to get rid of the British accent.
Neil's been around since the dinosaurs first came to America.
You'd be surprised how fast a brontosaurus can run.
Tell me all about it. Didn't you learn about that in that game you played last night?
What game?
Something about vulgar Vikings?
I became a vulgar Viking for sure.
Yeah, dude.
I don't think I've actually yelled "fuck" that many times, like on purpose. And
I don't think I've ever heard the F word used that many times in such rapid succession ever.
I'm sorry. It was frustrating. The game's fucking hard. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
I don't think.
So we actually. I don't think any of us are actually Gen X.
Nope, we would all be classified as millennials, also known as Generation Y.
Yep. I have gotten no end of shit for being a millennial.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
Dude, I
People
remember working like at the fucking computer shop here in town, and straight out the gate, my boss tells me, you know, within the first week I'm hired, yeah, I don't trust anybody that's younger than the age of 40. I'm like,
super.
well,
Oh yeah.
why the fuck did you hire me? Fucking
That's
idiot.
like super normal because it was like anytime that like as a manager somewhere, I don't need to listen to you. I'm older than you. That's weird. I'm in a position that's above you, so maybe you should fucking listen to me, you idiot.
I got that all the time whenever I was working at Domino's. That I hire a guy and I'd be like, well, you're very qualified for the job, and then get you in position. And I'm like, okay, I need you to do this. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh,
That's a bizarre attitude to have, considering that I just hired you. Okay, I'll buy it. Why? I don't listen to anybody who's younger than me. Like, oh, that's weird. Well, you should probably get your stuff up then, because you're fired. And I don't think you want to pay for that shirt. He's like, we haven't even done any work yet. And I'm like, you're welcome.
yeah.
You didn't have to waste your time. So you're fired already. I mean, that was great. I mean, that was all on you, dog. I mean, like, all you had to do was just say, yeah. It wasn't like I was like, I need you to go out there. I need you to kill that child. I mean, like, was it?
Be right back.
Yeah, BRB setting child on fire. Whoosh.
Yes, master.
It's good. Because I work in a very conservative dominated atmosphere. Let's go with that. That sounds good.
Yes.
And
Frank.
Yeah. And so I have been the youngest person on every project that I have ever worked on. Well, that's not true, because my wife worked with me on my last one and she is 7 months younger than I am. So technically she was, but I always get the, like, how old are you? And I'm like, well, I'm 33. And they're like, millennial. And I'm like, oh, here we go. I don't even do anything yet. I mean, like, you don't know that I'm like one of those super uptight PC libtards that's going to whine about entitlement all day. I mean, like, you don't know that. I'm probably going to, but you don't know that.
I'm definitely going to.
I mean, now I'm definitely going to. I mean, I wasn't before, and I don't think like that, but now I'm definitely going to, because you're a prick. But I mean, other than that, I was fine.
Sounds about right, dude. Especially with all them nationalists you work with.
Yeah. I mean, on my Louisiana job, yeah.
Yeah.
There was one bad. Oh my god, I can't even say. Look, it's like part of me wants to talk about it, the other part of me says I can't talk about it.
Listen, it's behind you. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
I know. Well, we're gonna let.
I've done it. Release the Kraken.
Confess your sins, Frank.
It wasn't even me. I don't even feel bad about it.
Go on.
No, I can't, because literally cannot tell the story and have the stream not get shut down.
Okay.
It was that bad. It was that bad.
Oh. See, maybe we'll save that story in a private video for our subscribers.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I mean, if you really want to know about the ins and outs of oil and gas.
I mean, it's apparently that controversial, so.
But no, it was definitely just the guy, just the one.
Just the one guy.
It was just the one guy. He was dirty bad.
So let's move on to this next generation.
I'm so excited.
Generation Z. Also known as iGeneration, Post-Millennials, Homeland Generation, or plurals?
Plurals?
Is that even a thing?
Apparently.
It is the cohort of people born after the millennials. Demographers and researchers typically use the mid-1990s to the mid-2000s as starting birth years.
Well, it means that there's one more generation to go. Wow. That's a stupid name.
Generation Z?
That's
It's
a
like,
stupid
you know
name.
what, let's start at X and, okay, we're out of letters now.
I'll just
Yeah,
make shit up.
Yeah, I think that like they got really excited because they're like, Gen X. Oh, it sounds so good. And then like they're like, well, now what though? Do you go up or do you go down? Oh, that'd
Why?
fuck people up. Can you imagine that? Like you go X and then you go one like you start going letters down.
Jump back
People
to
like-
W.
You're like, I'm Generation W, but I'm older than you. I know.
Ah, it's funny.
Like, I don't know why, but that's what we did.
You need to get more creative because time, as you know it, has not ended yet.
Womp womp.
Oh,
Here we
no,
are.
peeping Tom, look at, whoa, wait a minute, I know Neil too. Do you though? Do you know me? Do you?
He's your peeping Tom.
I wish we didn't.
Is he out the window right now?
He's probably checking out your Mr. Goebbels haircut.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing, dude.
You
Just
feel
looks-
like you
looks
do
like-
in your
I
heart?
think you know exactly.
It just looks like a hair. It just looks like a haircut you get at camp.
What kind of camp?
One that you learn to look at stuff really hard. One could say that you concentrate very hard at it.
Oh, I see what you're saying there. That's fucked up.
Oh,
Look, it's a great haircut. I mean, like, I imagine you went to the barbershop and said, "Give me the war criminal."
it looks very Teddy Roosevelt.
You
That's
apparently
a-
have not seen Teddy Roosevelt before.
Nah,
Like,
man.
if you Google, like, if you look up like SS top brass, you'll see that haircut like 9 times.
He's fine.
Really?
Let's look up. I'm gonna Google it. I don't. Never mind. I don't want that on my search.
Aesthetically
You'll
conscious
end up
view.
on a list.
Look.
You'll end up on a list.
I appreciate that, I think. Whatever you're trying to insinuate over there.
Who are you talking about?
Mr. You're Peeping Tom over there. The camp for the
camp
aesthetically
haircut.
conscious few.
Yeah, because you look good. You try to look good. Okay,
I try.
you do before you go camping and blitzkrieging.
Blitzkrieging and genociding. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you know what? Never mind. Let's move on.
Let's. So we've covered all the generations. Out of all these generations, which one?
Wait, how is there not a new generation? Because like, didn't you say it stops at the mid? You said mid 2000s.
Yeah, nobody's been born after the mid 2000s, Frank. Duh. Fuck.
Isn't it like 2018?
Yeah, I'm like mid 2000s. What? Like, are we talking like 2500? Like 2500 mid 2000s?
Yes.
Because that's a substantial gap. I mean, like, because you have like, you know, the whatever the first one was, I've already forgotten, was like 25 year or like 25 year gap, and then it was like 25,
It was
and then
17.
25, whatever, and like now it's like we went from 83 to went from 83 to what did you say, like, no, you said 1990 to 2000,
Yeah.
2000 something.
Mid 90s
I mean,
and mid 2000s.
mid 2000s. So like you went from 1990 to 2500.
Yeah, man.
that's a 600-year increase.
It's fine.
It's
It's
fine.
like, you know what? We ran out of letters, so let's just
Like,
Let's-
well, that's tomorrow's problem.
let's count on the world ending before then.
Yeah, before we look like an asshole for trying to count generations, let's hope the world just ends.
We ran out of letters.
Wow!
In
What a
the
government!
alphabet.
What a government solution! You know,
Yeah.
let's plan on the world ending instead.
So, okay. So, out of all these generations, which one infuriates you the most?
I mean, other than millennials,
Yes. I mean, you are
I feel
millennial.
like millennials is like the. I think no one will have a list other than millennials.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Oh my God! Watch and literally hang out and watch anything that comes out of UC Berkeley. It's the most toe curling, teeth gnashing, eye squirting, fucking infuriating garbage on the planet.
So, you're talking about extreme leftism.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that it? I mean, what else? What else you got for me?
What else do you fucking need? I mean, how bad do you really need to be at any given point? I mean, like, Jesus. Like, anytime that you see these guys show up on TV and they start crying about like PC garbage, I don't know how the interviewer just doesn't throttle them.
Oops. Everything's broken. I busted everything.
Oh, good.
Okay. Okay, we're
ruined.
good.
Oh, good. I like this. I like being able to see this a lot more because now I don't just have Jared like 6 feet wide on my screen.
What's wrong with that? You know,
I
most people
can't
say
see
that.
Neil. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, like, I want to, make fun of him, and I can't see him.
You could
That's
see
not
me if
fair.
you open up Twitch. It's just a few seconds behind.
Nobody
I do
wants
see it.
to look at that.
You all make the roster, gentlemen. Over here makes it just for his mustache. I don't know what that means. Moving on.
Me either.
He's got a nice mustache.
Thanks. I'm aware. It's kind of grown on me, yeah.
Hey.
Ah,
I'm so sorry. I'll just go.
you should.
You should. Be ashamed of yourself.
Look, I'll disappear.
Thank you.
Frank, no, I was kidding. Come back. Baby, come back.
Oh no, generation. The millennials are easily the worst. Because they're a bunch of
I just think
whiny.
PC culture, like, which is pretty much
Right.
all of that.
It's pretty much
generation.
millennials. I mean, like I should
Mhm.
say, like the majority of them are millennials, and then like the level of entitlement is fucking unreal.
Well, let me ask you this: how do you compare the millennials to, um, what was it, Generation X? I mean, they were right after the baby boomers, and they were all about counter PC culture.
Yeah, and they actually
But they're
did.
not as
So,
yeah, they're not as like extreme as this, and they're not like
They're not extreme. They were setting bras on fire. Shit.
I think
That's
that was a bit before, wasn't it?
That was in the '60s.
Hmm.
Feminism was a
That-
thing.
but yeah, but I mean, like that was actually feminism that needed to happen.
was feminism.
That was like your true
That-
feminism
so that was
as
the-
opposed to like
That was the beginning of feminism before they got what they wanted.
no, that was the non-neo-Marxist feminism.
Okay.
That was just like your garden variety, like a woman does not need to get finger blasted at the fucking water cooler in order for her to keep her job. And I'm like, that's fair. That's the kind of feminism that should have happened. Now we're all here, we're all equal, okay? But now you have like the new neo-Marxist feminism, which is like, men need to be here and women need to be here. And
Under
you
the
need to thank for
boots.
it. And anytime that like you raise your voice, even though we're gonna scream at you and shriek and holler and be banshees unleashed on the world, you're supposed to take it. But I mean, like, should you say anything back? Well, you're just a sexist and you're fascist, even though clearly I don't know what the fuck that means because I'm not gonna use it liberally, obviously.
Literally Hitler.
Frank is really
Obviously.
passionate about this subject.
No, I mean it's stupid. I don't like stupid. I mean I hate stupid people.
Right.
Like whenever like I love fucking talking to somebody and they say, "Well, did you just say that because you're fascist?" Do you even know what a fucking fascist is? You don't even know what it is, do you? I bet you've never even opened a book. I bet that if you probably spent half as much time reading a newspaper as you did fucking sleeping under one, you might actually know a fucking thing.
Alexa,
But
define
instead,
fascist.
instead you got fucking like dragged through this No Child Left Behind, and you are the child that should have been left behind, preferably in a fucking petri dish or like dribbled on the floor of your granddad's like fucking little. I lost my train of thought. God damn it.
Oh no.
That's part of getting old.
That is part of getting old.
What?
What?
Okay.
That shit makes me so mad.
Get
I do that fucking neo-Marxist feminism just makes me crazy because it's not feminism. It's more super entitlement. And I just can't. I won't.
So damn kids these days, basically, and their damn colleges and their professors pushing their damn agendas.
Back in my day, our professors just hated us because we were younger, but they didn't give us an agenda. They just made us want to succeed because fuck you, old lady.
Was that your Harry Carey impression?
My what?
That was pretty good. Harry Carey?
Harry Carey?
Yeah.
Like the action of which that I am disemboweling myself to prove that I am definitely not dishonorable.
I can't even do it. You did it so good.
Oh,
Back in my day.
Hi. So, okay. Obviously, you are very targeted towards that group. What about the other side? I mean, what about the other side of the spectrum? What's on the other side of the spectrum in the millennials? Like
I mean, regular people.
No, I mean other side of. It's not. Come on.
I'm gonna be like, no, because like there's, like that's the thing about like this, like the batshit ideologues. It's like you either
you're either that or you're normal.
Yeah, you're either that or you're a fascist. There's literally no in between. I mean, like you're either full tilt. We're all gonna live in communes, and we're gonna, even though we believe in feminism, that women should be equal, we're gonna pass these bitches around like a fucking a joint at a Dennis Hopper party. I mean, like other than that, I mean, you're either that or you're like, well, I kind of like my girlfriend. You're possessing her. No.
Like, you think you just own her?
No, I mean, I like, or you're like.
Listen, what about the people, the guys, particularly guys, that overuse the term and misuse the term, the slang, for snowflake?
What does that mean?
Come on. It's the exact opposite nowadays. You're either extreme left or
Oh.
extreme right. Extreme right
Oh.
uses the term snowflake like it's fucking going out of style, and they're
Sure.
using it as a catch-all, basically.
Well, anyone that doesn't share the same the same differing variety of conservative or centrist view.
Yes.
Okay. I mean they're I mean sometimes this is the thing that's the thing about catch-alls. Sometimes you're right. Here's the difference between snowflake and fascist. Almost no one is a fascist. Lots of people are snowflakes.
That's fair.
I mean, like, at least they picked one that's actually true. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, this guy's a snowflake. Why? Well, because he says that even though, you know, there's only like a half of a percent of trans people, we need to all at least date one trans person in our lives. First of all, how are you going to find him? You know, like, if there's a half a percent, that's a very small pool of people for us to go try to find. I mean, like, what if there are no people in my, like, little small Kansas town that are trans? Well,
See-
I guess I'm just fucking homophobic now.
No, Frank. The answer is you just put them on a registry so you know where to find them,
What?
and then you
Okay,
can date
well,
them.
What is this? So what is this? Like X-Men level, like, you know, like mutant registry program? Like, you know, you're like, I'm trans, you gotta go sign up with the government. So the government knows where you are and can strategically place you in different centers throughout the country with a little probably emblem on your clothes so they know where you are all the time, and they'll put you in communes and they'll keep you together, and then at one point you just might not be necessary anymore.
Why don't we just put them in camps?
Then
You
you can
know,
just go down to the
maybe they
camp and
could.
date one and be like, please date
Yeah.
me.
Like, please God, I need to go out with you for just 5 minutes.
The government
just-
requires
right
it.
now, they will take my farm if you don't fucking if you don't let me date you for 5 minutes. I'll never see my kids again. I have never dated a trans person. I'm so sorry.
Are you fond of Wiener Schnitzel?
I mean, it's just, I mean, I think that kind of shit's bizarre. I do.
It is.
I mean, it's barely food, you know?
I wasn't talking about Wiener Schnitzel.
Oh!
Fuckwit.
What do you mean
Although
it's
I've
barely
never-
food? It's the food of
I
the
have
gods.
literally never eaten Wiener Schnitzel. I have never eaten Wiener Schnitzel before in my life. I know. I don't even feel bad about it. I
It's
don't.
so good. It goes
I don't
right
care.
through you,
I
just like
don't want it.
Slitus.
Well, yeah. I mean, sure, because it's gross. I mean, you take a bite and then you're done. You don't eat it anymore. You're tapped out.
Didn't you eat questionable pizza, or was that Kyle?
No, I eat questionable food all the time. Don't get me wrong. But I
Oh.
mean, it's food that I cooked, but then I left it on the counter for 3 or 4 days, and then I went back and ate it.
And you're like, oh, Wiener Schnitzel's gross.
It is gross.
I can't eat Wiener Schnitzel, but green fucking chicken's a-okay.
green chicken, and gray eggs were pretty good. I just had to put ketchup on it.
Pretty good. You
I
lost
got-
a whole lot of weight, didn't you?
I mean, I was a little sick to my stomach for a couple of days, but then I felt so much stronger afterwards. And green chicken's never bothered me since.
I mean, in
it's like
comparison
penicillin.
to feeling healthy / feeling food poisoning, yeah, of course you feel strong, you fucking idiot.
Absolutely.
I haven't
mean,
felt
you got-
this good since the tapeworm.
I haven't felt this good since the beginning of this food poisoning.
I mean, it feels like it was a whole week ago when I was actually able to eat something solid because it was.
Stupid. So these damn kids on our lawn.
Your lawn.
I
don't have a lawn.
I don't have a lawn either. I've got gravel.
I have a lawn
Yeah. Okay. So these damn kids on Jared's lawn.
on my grass. Bastards!
So, how do we deal with him? What's the answer?
Well, first he needs to watch Gran Torino, and then everything else just falls. And everything else just falls into place.
I'm not
Oh my
doing
god.
It's a good movie though,
It's a really good
It's a good
movie. Just
movie,
don't,
that.
but don't be Clint Eastwood though.
dude.
I was gonna
It's
say, but
such a good movie. You would like it, Jer, for sure.
I've seen it.
Wow.
I don't know what you're trying to get at there.
Oh yeah,
Because
just kidding. I
Because
didn't know
he
what I'm
likes
talking about.
really high quality acting, good cinematography, and Clint Eastwood's good in everything. It was a compliment, Jared.
Yeah, that's
You're
why.
welcome.
That's what I
You're
meant.
welcome.
I would like it because I'm a fan of Clint Eastwood. You son of a bitch.
What else would I get? What was I implying other than that? I mean, that's all I was saying. It's a high quality film.
I don't know what he was implying. Mr. Himmler.
Are you insinuating? Never mind. I'm gonna shut up. I know
So,
what you're
okay.
insinuating, and I don't like it.
Next question. Really? Because I thought it was funny.
I'm out of questions. We're just talking now.
All right, so you have the catch-all of Snowflake, which is silly, especially since like whenever they you have centrist conservatives that decide that they're gonna like label anybody who doesn't like share like their extreme views.
Right.
Snowflake. Like because I don't like want to horsewhip somebody who disagrees with me in the middle of the town square, that makes me a snowflake. I feel like you kind of need to like rein in some of that like just rather punitive imperialism that you're just kind of like dishing out like it's Iran.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, man, like, just like that video I posted, or I shared with you today, Frank, the fucking guy, he's like, yes, hello, dear Snowflake, yes, you. Like, okay, I mean, isn't the whole point of being a snowflake that you're unique and special, and like...
Yeah, but that's the thing, because you're not.
You're not. I mean, you're saying
absolutely
that.
not.
It's the whole fucking, plot to Fight Club. Whatever. But
I mean, spoilers. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Do it quick. Okay. Oh, I can't. Okay, I feel better.
Why is it not playing? Actually,
It's fine.
Nothing is fine.
All right, do it again. I'll help you. Do it again. Are you ready?
Okay. Do it again. Okay.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna do the John Cena theme. Da, 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 da.
All right. So in the movie Fight Club,
They fight.
they fight,
At the club.
and they're not supposed to talk about it.
The end.
The end.
The end.
End of the movie. And Neil, we should have Neil do movie critic videos.
I would too if it weren't
So
like
it's a
gonna get
movie
flagged
about
by
guys
Twitch.
that are at a club and they fight and they're not supposed
This-
to talk about it.
This is my review of Star Wars. They have a war in the stars.
Roll credits.
Credits.
Listen,
The worst.
I was actually gonna pitch that idea, but then I'm like, I'll probably get flagged for copyright,
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
even if I put it real small in the corner.
Well, you just gotta cut it like to 14 seconds of clips, and then jumble them all around. So I mean, it's hell on editing, but other than that,
Just do like a 3-second review. Star Wars.
We could do reaction
Wars of
videos.
Space.
just do the 4 out of 5 and then cut it. I mean, you can do all your movie reviews specifically for Instagram.
It just goes to no space. It was alright.
It's alright. It was not alright. It was bad.
That's a genius idea.
I see better.
Just like this movie sucked.
The original was better.
Remake ain't got no titties.
Dude, we're gonna do that now. I mean, you just said it.
Remake ain't got no titties. 1 out of 5. Was it like movie reviews by Mr. T? Yeah.
The prequel was good.
This remake sucked dick. I've seen better lifting down the Y.
I can't.
All right, so real talk, you're not a unique snowflake. No one who ever lived is unique. I'm sorry, other millennials, you're not interesting.
I mean, if you think about it, it's like the old school emo kids that we had in our high school. I'm nonconformist, but I look literally like everyone else here.
I look like
That was
every
always
other
my-
nonconformist.
That was my thing. I was like, because I just dressed like I like to, and then they would always ask me like, are you goth? And I'm like, no. And they said, well, I'm goth. and I don't know why they had to it was like a requirement that in order to get accepted into the goth club, you had to tilt your head, talk really slow.
Wait, you gotta
and then
flip.
be
You gotta flip the hair.
Yeah.
You're like the Church of England, dude. You got no spine. Hello, hello.
Yeah, you gotta act like you have no bones. It was funny because like I remember having a conversation in high school with that because like there was a kid that was super into the idea of not being like everyone else, and I'm like, yeah, but you're not the only one. And he says, well, what about you? And I'm like, I don't care if I look like everyone else because I don't care about everyone else. I'm like, I care about me. I don't care about you. And I'm like, you could get into a car accident and I probably wouldn't remember your name.
I'm so nonconformist. I don't even care about myself.
Right. And so I'm like, I do my own thing. And then they're like, he's like, that's cool, but I don't do what society tells me to. And I'm like, that's funny because if you really want to think about it, society is broken up into larger groups. One person does not make a society, but several people do. A larger society is dictated in this country by the amount of different groups that it has. You look like the rest of those goofy fucks over there. You are part of this society. Sorry, didn't want to break it to you, but I guess you didn't take civics, even though it's required, and you probably slept through it like everything else.
You're the reason they shot up the schools, Frank.
Probably, I wouldn't be surprised if like because there was a couple of times where like I had moments like that where I would not be surprised if someone went on a killing spree after I got done talking to him.
That's not good, dude. It's not the Jedi way.
That's not like I was trying to, but nobody thinks about shit, and I do. And so, like, whenever they're like, I don't conform, and I'm like, yeah, but if you look like all your friends, is that not conforming? I don't look like any of my friends.
I bet you conform to that coffin real good.
Yeah, I mean, like first I didn't fit, but nailed it. That's what I liked about like our little group of friends because like none of us cared. Like we didn't care, like because. Kyle was really into sports, and then Neil was really into drinking, and Jer was really into.
You didn't know me then, bitch.
Yeah, because you were too busy blackout drunk in a gutter somewhere.
I come in and all I see is Neil like curled up in the corner with just like his sandals and socks sticking up underneath of the computer desk. This man has died. I love you. I'm just kidding.
And all those bottles of Dos Equis all over the desk.
Look, I didn't start drinking
who
until
put
like
that
22,
serape on him?
okay?
Yeah,
and now I drink all the time.
Yeah. Well, in order to deal with me, you probably have to.
Yeah, but there's no water in that Dickies cup.
No, there's probably no water in that Dickies cup. What do you think? I mean, that's why my dad drinks so much because like I do the same thing to him that I do to everybody else. Because like he'll say, yeah, I do. I talk because I'm like, I'll sit there and just be like.
Yeah, that's not orange juice.
Yeah, I mean, I think about bizarre shit, and I bring it up, and I feel like I need to talk about it. Our Discord is loaded in it.
Right.
I'm so sorry for all involved.
I'm not. Look,
I'm really not either. I actually don't care about you. I think I've already covered that.
Some of it's orange juice.
Our feet shoes.
Is it? I mean, is it only orange juice because the cup is yellow?
It's a
He
screwdriver.
puts orange food dye in his vodka, so it's orange juice.
Yeah.
It's for color.
Yeah. This is my cough medicine.
Grandpa Neil's hitting the old sauce again.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, nobody made fun of you for getting drunk at 7 a.m. At least now that you noticed.
So
everyone always talks about Neil's drinking, but we never consider Neil's thirst. I feel like.
Why did you say that?
Ow.
You gave poor old Frank a heart attack, dude.
Why did you do that to me? Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Oh man.
That needs to be a shirt that Neil just wears every stream.
Talking about my drinking, but what about my first?
I'm so thirsty. It's because you live in the desert, dude.
Oh, it's so fucking stupid, but it's brilliant. Oh God.
You make me so mad.
That's good.
So, just so you know, this is technically Getting Old Part 2. I mean, Generations. Getting Old Part 1. We did July 30th, 2016. if you didn't get a chance to listen to that one, go back and listen to it. Frank was at my house at the time. And
Oh, that's right. That's where we talked about killing Old Yeller and wearing him.
yeah, we were talking about Old Yeller. That was a good
Wearing
one.
like Durotan. And,
That's
you know,
actually why in the post-it preview, Neil, you're wearing a shirt that says Old Yeller. You know that?
I didn't even see it. I was
I
too busy
didn't
looking
see
at me
that,
like
man.
normal.
Yeah. That's good,
I'm,
Frank.
I'm subtle
funny.
about
Good, Jer.
it.
It's good. It's good all
That was
around.
a good one.
At my moments.
So yeah, go back and listen to that because now we're gonna rehash a little bit. So, guys, dude, every time I talk like that when I'm around Kyle, he's like, "Why are you talking like that?" I'm like,
Well, what, guys?
guys,
Oh,
oh,
guys!
let me talk to you. Like, I
Well,
can't help
you sound like you're
myself.
making fun of him.
I'm not trying to. It's just like
I know you're not, but I mean, you do anyway.
It's like
I'm
this
not
last
trying to,
weekend.
I just am.
It's like this last weekend when I was hanging around, you know, a lot of my Mexican friends. I started having a Mexican accent. It's like I just adapt to the people around me.
You know, whenever I used to sit there and talk to Crumpets, like I used to do that to her all the time, because she would say something in her like super posh like South London, and I'm like, well, isn't that interesting? And then she gets so pissed off at me.
Oh my god, is that why I want to drink
But-
alcohol all the time? Because I'm talking to Neil so much?
It's like,
I
you
gotta
know,
get my drunk accent on.
Well, because friends don't let friends drink alone. I mean, that's kind of the golden rule there.
that's called alcoholism.
Oh,
If you go home and drink alone, that's just being an alcoholic. But no, I love doing that. I mean, like, because I talked to her for a while, and then be like, I could feel like I'm already picking it up, so then I might as well just go ham. You know, just be really fucking irritating with it.
Huh?
So we need Australian viewers that we play video games with now.
yeah, man. We gotta go find some. We got
They're
some.
like in our time zone too, because like, you know, it's like morning right now.
So we got a Scottish guy, we got a British guy, and I think we got an Irish guy. No, we got an Irish chick. No, she's from New Zealand. We need an Australian person now.
I mean, that's pretty close though.
In New Zealand.
We are trying to build up the greatest punchline the world has ever seen.
So these people, they walk into a bar.
Walk into a podcast.
Walk into our bar.
They walk into a podcast, click the unfollow button, and
And then leave and never come back.
And then we cry.
thanks, Neil.
Look, so anyways, getting old. What do you guys hate the most about getting old? I mean, come on. Is it the gray
The
hairs?
metabolism.
Oh my god, the metabolism.
Slows down, but my eating habits remain. So I'm hungry literally all the time.
So you're expanding like a dying star.
No, I'm actually. Well, I mean, like, well, then, I mean, yeah, because you know, and then I'm in the stage, you know.
I'm in
I'm
the
the-
infinite expansion stage.
Yeah, that's the stage. I mean, that's how I feel like, because like my normal dietary thing, I guess, because we'd ordered pizza at the office like a month ago.
Diet.
No, diet is just everything that you eat. So I mean, like, this isn't even no quotes. I mean, I'm not going on a diet. My normal dietary thing is that, like, we ordered a couple of pizzas at the office, and I ate one, and it was a large by myself, and then like the entire thing of soda. Yeah, I ate the soda too, and the bottle, and the cap.
Recycle.
Yeah. No, I ate the entire pizza and drank an entire thing of soda, and I was just like, I'd probably go for some more, but
Frank's
I
the
don't want
hot
to
dude.
get. I want to get huge fat.
But I want to stay pretty too.
I gotta watch my girlish figure. So like, you know, now I'm like not fucking around, ready for a heart attack fat. And then like, you know, so like whenever your cardiologist goes, you know, you should probably start really considering your intake of unnecessary fats and calories and stuff. That sucks about being old. Because if I was young, I'd be like, I'm eating these 3 pizzas and drink 6 fucking bottles of soda, and I'm gonna go to work. Ain't gonna be no goddamn thing.
Just throw health at every size at him, Frank. They'll leave you alone.
Nope, because I wouldn't leave me alone.
Listen, was that soda a diet?
Negative.
Oh.
Good.
Diet soda's bad for you.
It's really bad.
I mean, it's bad for you, but so is regular soda.
Every type of soda is bad for you.
But diet soda is actually more bad for you than regular
Yeah.
soda. But I fucking love. I'm sure like you guys have seen this too. I love the gas giants that go into like fast food places. I was trying to think of like a really good way to say it, but like you know,
Gas
I was like, should I go PC? Nah, fuck it, they're fat. And then
Jupiters.
yeah,
Cletuses.
they got fucking drops of Jupiter in my ears. But they like go in and they're like I'm gonna get a fucking like 1 through 6, and I want you to supersize me, but give me a Diet Coke.
Yeah.
I'm like, bitch, you ain't fooling anyone. I mean, like, Diet Coke.
Listen, this is my only meal for the day. I'm counting my calories. Thank you.
There was the one time that I think it was a comedian that talked about this, but it happened to me too. But like I went to Popeyes whenever I was in Louisiana, because Louisiana, and I was ordering for my household. There's like 6 people that were there at the time, and so like I'm ordering like all this chicken, and then the lady says, "Would you like a large drink with that?" And I'm like, and that's not all for me, you fucker. I mean, like I know that like I probably look like I could just annihilate this entire bucket of chicken, but Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I mean, like I'm not gonna eat all this shit by myself.
And let me guess, you're
Was
a
it at-
Diet Coke.
Was it at KFC?
No, it was at Popeyes.
Oh, okay, because if it was at KFC, they would just give you a bucket of Coke too.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Gallon.
seen that shit? It's
Yeah,
literally.
I've seen that. Yeah, I used to buy when I went to KFC. Yeah, I used to see him whenever I went to KFC. Last time I haven't even been in a city where there has been a KFC in almost 5 years. So
People get really judgy when it comes to eating lots like that. Like I went to Buffalo Wild Wings and I got 24 wings, a large
Nachos
thing of mac
grande.
and cheese, a large thing of fries, and 2 beers. And the lady was like, "When's the other person gonna get here?" And I just kind of cried into my mac and cheese, and I was like, "There's nobody else coming."
I mean, like I feel bad because that is literally almost like every mealtime for me.
Yeah.
Like recently, I've been like, I'm gonna eat a salad, and then I'm at the end. I'm like,
Why did I do this?
Where's the rest of the food though? I could eat
it's
6
all-
of these salads and probably still be hungry.
Let's just swing by McDonald's and get some hot apple pies.
Oh my god, I love apple pie.
They're like 2 for $1.
What is wrong with you people?
Like, I don't know, like, if the price changed, but that's how it's always been. I'm just assuming. Is it? Because I might go
I don't
get
know.
some
I don't
tonight.
fucking. I don't.
Oh wow, wow,
I don't eat that garbage.
bullshit.
Fucking liar.
Me? I don't eat that garbage.
Today.
Right now.
I'll have you know that I'm eating super clean right now.
Today.
I actually have been too. I'm really sort of surprised. It's actually kind of miserable because there's no joy in it.
It depends on what day of the week it is for me.
I am 17 pounds away from my goal, like weight. So I am.
I thought you weren't supposed
haven't-
to look at the scale, dude.
I haven't had a scale in like fucking 3.5 months.
Well, it's 17 pounds of fat. So I mean, you know. I look at my body fat and all that stuff. I don't really care about the number.
I look at the amount of weight that I
You
push
look
up.
to see how much penis is revealed over time.
I just look at this. Oh my god! I can see the tip.
All
We're
I gotta
almost
do
there,
is lose like
boys.
another 9 inches. I can fucking see it.
I can see it right
9
between my
inches.
man boobs.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
9 inches of waist. It's like slowly watching the sun come up. You know,
Really slow.
really slow and very sweaty.
I mean, it'd be a lot faster if we just were anorexic, you know?
I mean, if I was anorexic, it would pretty much be like if you were anorexic, penis revealing to sunset ratio would be like being in Alaska. The sun just never goes down.
Why are there so many dicks?
Look, we went from, I mean, we were talking about metabolism, and then we went to diet and fitness, so...
Now we're back at dicks. We've gone full circle.
it sounds like-
Yeah,
looking
no,
at your
we're
own
the
dick.
the slow fat burn dick reveal. You're welcome, everyone.
I think the worst part about getting old is that things stop working.
Like
Thanks.
on you or just in general?
Like,
What kind of things?
I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. I'm getting old. My legs hurt all the time, and like my back sometimes hurts, and like
That's because you work out all the time. That'd be like me being like my fingers hurt all the time.
Nah, but
Of
it's
course, my
like,
fucking fingers hurt all the
From
time.
the prostate massaging.
yeah.
Well, obviously. Duh. What else would it
My
be?
fingers hurt and my butt's a little tender. Just a little though.
Yeah, I mean, this shit just starts hurting for no reason. Like, oh, it's just that way now. Like, you can go
Oh,
to a
like-
doctor and, like, dude, this thing is, like, when I tried to start, like, way back when, like, maybe, like, 6 years ago when I started trying to get back into working out, or just, like, jogging, you know? So, I go down to the Rotary, the park, and
The
go
Rotary.
all the way down to the bridge, and then I start doing stairs, up and down the stairs at the bridge.
Those are fun.
Yeah, and until your knee blows out, and you have to go to the damn orthopedic place, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't see anything wrong. It's just from older age, you know." It's like,
Your knee blows out, and then the next thing you know, you're down there blowing out hobo.
I mean,
like
that's
that comes later. But they're like,
That's
okay,
an understandable escalation.
we see nothing on the X-ray. We see nothing on the MRI. Have you considered not being so old? And I'm just
Everybody's
like,
still being so old and fat, Neil.
dude, this fucking hurts. Is there anything you can show me on the fucking instruments that show my pain? Because I can't sleep at night. Like, well,
Show me on the stall where I'm being touched.
they're like, well, this is just the way it is now. Welcome
This is
to
your
being
life.
old. I'm like, oh fuck me. Can I start taking drugs now? Like, can you some Vicodin or maybe something like that? You know.
You know,
Come
it's
on,
funny.
man. Come on, Doc.
I think what's funny is that I don't really experience that because
Whippersnapper.
when I was younger, I was in pain all the time. Like since the time I was 12, I've been in pain, like until 2 years ago, and then it turns out that I had like a really jacked up gallbladder, and I was in perpetual agony. There was not a moment in my life where I wasn't in pain. So I mean, like it was just to which degree things hurt. I mean, like at one point, like my stomach literally hurt so bad I walked in 40 miles in Vegas on a broken foot, and it didn't really matter. I mean, the reason why I knew it was broken is because I took my shoe off, and then I had to cut my sock off because I couldn't get my foot out of my sock because my foot was black and blue, and I couldn't move my toes, so my foot was broken. That was awesome. But like it didn't make any difference. It didn't make a difference as far as like, you know, my pain scale. Now I actually now that I have my gallbladder all fixed and whatever, I mean I'm fine.
Mhm.
Except my fingers hurt, and then whenever I work out, I'm like, oh, my muscles hurt, but you know that feels kind of good. I don't have any like the real bad aches and pains. Like my joints don't feel like they're gonna explode. I just feel like I have early onset osteoporosis.
I just have to wear like a belt for like my back, like under my like lifting belt and shit, because like it fucking hurts.
Yeah, don't you do like you do that's for like super heavy lifting, right?
Yeah, I actually haven't been able to do super heavy lifting because like my hands are all fucked up because
Oh, gotcha.
I use them too much. My doctor actually said I can't deadlift for like 2 fucking weeks, and it makes me want to die.
Oh, you should get another hobby.
Why?
You should just strap it to your elbows, dude.
Hey,
I guess I could do Zercher deadlifts.
What are those? Show us on the
circling
ball.
deadlifts.
Zercher, it's where you hook your arms under it and stand up with it.
That sounds incredibly
Circle-
painful, especially with heavyweight.
Zergling deadlifts.
Yes. You rush the bar and crash into it and you die.
Yeah, but it's like 15 minutes between sets.
I've been having issues with my wrists on the fucking front squats. So
Hey,
yesterday,
front squats are really hard on your fucking wrists.
Oh, yeah.
Like I don't even like doing front squats because they fuck my shit up unless I'm doing like the.
I don't like doing that because it gets all
Pro.
unbalanced. So they gave me straps yesterday, and I'm just like, all right, let's try this out. Okay. I'm like, fucking falling all over the place. I'm like,
I don't understand how people use straps and stuff.
Yeah, there's only one way to do front squats, and it sucks.
Yeah.
It's the worst. Like this.
Speaking of getting old, you guys remember Pogs?
Oh God, you know I actually still have a box of them.
I have a container of Pogs that I actually just found the other day, cleaning out my room or cleaning out all my old shit.
You know, I don't even understand how that even became a thing. I mean, I get like the quasi trading card thing, but I mean, like
Yeah.
when people used to like play for Pogs, you know, that always just seemed absolutely stupid to me.
Why?
Just because, well, because also like you know, you can only play in carpeted areas
No.
because it has to bounce off something. Well, I mean, I never could because I used like the really heavy ones, and I was like, bang, and then you just fucked up the Pog. I'm like, well. Guess you're keeping that one because I don't want it now. I mean, I broke it in half, so fuck it. I don't want it. I mean,
I'm garbage
That's
ass
on you.
cardboard.
Yeah, we always played on concrete, dude.
Yeah, do we have played on concrete or in the fucking dirt?
well, yeah, because you have dirt.
Hmm.
We could actually do that. No, I never. It was like, it's like Magic. You know, people used to play for cards, with like Magic and Pokemon. Like you play and then like you bet a card. I never did that. I never hardly played the game. I just bought the cards.
I
have, like, a
trade cards.
huge- I have a huge thing of
Dude,
them
that was
still.
that was the first time I got to experience gambling, like because I didn't know about
Now
this
he's
whole.
hooked.
And now look at you.
I didn't know anything. I didn't know the rules of Pogs. I just like collecting them. I like playing the game. I played it with my friends all the time until this one time, this guy was like, "All right, let's play for reals." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm down to play for reals." Yeah. So I put my Pog down. He puts his Pog down. I throw my slammer. Shit, nothing happened. He throws his slammer. It flips. He takes my fucking Pog. He's like, "All right, good doing business with you," and he fucking leaves. I'm like, "Hey, get
I'm gonna
back here!"
kill you.
He was like, and I killed him.
I mean, Neil would have a switchblade. He pulls it out under his sombrero.
Yep.
Bring back my Pog.
You see,
I don't know
a
why.
fucking
I don't
sombrero?
know why you're Indian.
I don't know.
I don't know why you want Indian.
Get your
Bring back
fucking
my bug, you
ethnicity
son of a
straight,
bitch.
dude. But
I
yeah,
would cut you.
so he walks away, and I'm like, hello, come back. And he's like, you lost. I'm like, I did lose.
Yeah.
He's like,
Neil just falls on the ground. ¿Por qué?
basically, I'm like, I guess I did lose. I guess
Dios
that's how.
mío.
So I lost, and then from now on, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking get the perfect slammer and steal everybody's fucking Pogs. I had like 3 or 4 tubes of Pogs. People hated me. And,
Hey, that's my thing.
and
I
then
never did that.
they banned that shit because
Yep.
gambling.
People were fucking gambling.
See, my introduction to gambling was horse racing.
Go on.
I was, God, I think it was like my 8th birthday. I was in Kentucky, and I got money for birthday. And my granddad raised horses for Churchill Downs, where they do the Kentucky Derby, and he had it on his TV. And you could place bets, where he could place bets from his house because he's getting older and he didn't want to have to go down to Churchill Downs every time because it's crowded and whatever. So then, he and my dad, my father, the person who's supposed to prepare me for the world, the person who's supposed to educate me, the guy who's way fucking smarter than I am and he used to be a goddamn teacher, he explained to me about what odds are. And he said, and this is what he told me, he says, well, the higher to 1 odds, the more money you win. End of explanation.
Yeah, that's all you need to know.
And I'm like, wow, man, I mean, I'm doing multiplication, so I mean, like, I know what the 8 to 1, I have $40. I mean, that's a shitload of money.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. I mean, I could do that. So, I found a horse that was 80 to 1 to win. And, I put my $40 down and, the damn gate opens up. What was his name? It was like Beehive, something like that. Honeybee, that was it. So like fucking the gate opens, horse takes like literally jogs out 3 steps, shits and pisses all over the place and just stands there. Everybody else is just gone. And I'm like, this horse, not only did he not win, he didn't even finish. He barely even started the fucking race. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, he didn't even move.
This horse sucks.
He just came out and he shat everywhere. And I'm like, well, now what? I mean, he didn't do anything. And my granddad's like, well, you lost your money. And I'm like, what do you lost my money?
That's why the
I'm
odds
like,
were
what
so
is
high.
that? How does that work? And then he's like, and then my mom comes in and she's like, what are you guys doing? And then it was so funny. My dad and my granddad are sitting on the couch right next to each other, and they look at this point, they both look identical. Oh shit. Because my mom comes in and then my grandma comes in, so it's like they're both there now, and then they're like,
we're teaching him a very valuable lesson.
what's going on? And then I was like, we'll and then my dad says we're teaching about gambling, and she goes, go on. and then she says, he says, well, we were teaching him about how to place bets and then what it means if you win. And then I said, yeah, if the higher to 1, the more money I win. And then she goes, did you explain to him that the more to 1 ratio is the likelihood of them winning, and that if that horse doesn't win, he doesn't make any money? And they're all,
I mean, I was
like, what? I was like, so you practically knew this horse wasn't gonna fucking win? And they're like, well, I mean, it wasn't likely. And I'm like, you could have said something. I was like, Dad, you could have said something. I was like, that was literally all the money I had. And I'm like, you could have explained that. I had no idea. And then my mom was like, oh, that's okay, because they're gonna give you your money back, right? And my dad was like, yeah.
Matriarch justice right there.
Well, I mean, it is in all fairness, that is kind of fucked up. I mean, that's literally explaining half the rules.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can't do that at a poker game. Be like, hey, yeah, if you bet money, you'll win.
Yeah, but I mean, like, your parents are supposed to prepare you for shit like that, not to be like, it's not about protecting. It's about, like, educating. I mean, like, if I learned that lesson on my own after already being taught, and then I was like, oh well, I lost everything. That is learning your lesson in the real world. But your parents are supposed to be able to be like, the stove is hot. Do not touch the stove. You will get hurt. And then if you go, well, then now you're an idiot.
Right.
But you've learned physically what you were told verbally.
Yes.
I wasn't even told verbally. That would have been pretty handy. Because, I mean, if they would have told me, hey, if your horse doesn't win, you're not going to be able to have any money, I'd have been like, oh, well, then fuck that. Because, I mean, like, bird in the hand. I mean, I got $40 right now in my hand. I could put the money down and then have nothing. Well, that's fucking dumb. I mean, that's stupid. I mean, like, $40 back in that day, $40 could probably get you at least 1 or 2 video games, and that's all I cared about.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yes, that's right. I'm not wrong.
That's like 16 trips to Blockbuster.
Oh,
No.
you could rent those NES games of the Super Nintendos and play in the Tetris tournaments.
Hollywood
I
video.
never rented video games. I only bought them.
Fucking money bags over here, dude.
No,
Yeah.
I saved up for every time too, because like I worked my ass off in order to be able to get every video game that I ever bought. But I never rented them because I always knew. Usually, I knew enough about a game going into it. With like Nintendo Power, PC Gamer, etc. I read about it enough that I'm like, this is very much within my interest. So then, by the time I actually went and purchased it, it was never like an impulse buy.
See, that's the thing. Like back in the day, you actually had to care about the game that you were playing. Even if you just rented it, it's like, dude, you get this for the next 3 days. This game, and this game only. Like, you better play the shit out. I remember when there was this one game, I can't remember what it's called, but it was like a 3D game. It was like Gym Power or some shit like that. And it was like supposed to be like 3D. And it didn't fucking come with glasses, by the way. You're supposed to buy the glasses separately.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
It's like that stereo. It's like that. What is it? Stroboscopic viewership thing.
So I rented that game. It was the shittiest game ever. And I'm like, all right, so I have this game for the next 3 days. Much like every other game that I get that is just not that great, this was probably the worst. I'm just like, you know what?
Now I'm stuck with this for 3 fucking days.
Do I play this game and just fucking tough it out because it's awful?
No.
Or do I go outside?
Oh,
I chose to go outside that time. I mean, I had to. But you get a game like, Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, or fucking Final Fantasy. Like, you spend a weekend without seeing sunlight. That's a gamble right there, I mean, you got the good one right there. But you had that one game. Nowadays, fucking Steam Summer Sale happens, you
Buy
go
40 games you'll never play.
you
I
go
got 40 games that I've never even looked at.
you go ape shit. Look, man, I spent like you can. By the way, you can now go into your Steam profile and see how much money you've spent.
Don't
Oh, I don't want to do that.
I've spent
No.
$9,000 on Steam games. I'm not
Okay.
joking.
Hold on.
He's gonna do
Now
it.
I have to look.
I
Where's it
probably
at?
played about 5% of those games. Not joking. I will find it for you, Frank. Jer, say some words.
I don't want to say the words. I don't want people to know what I pay for on
Say
Steam. No,
Say
I
everything.
don't.
Say anything.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, because I mean, I worked really hard, then I got the games that I wanted, and even if I didn't like them, I always kept them because I always like to have like this huge library of games.
Yeah.
Because I always had friends over to my house, and just because I didn't like the game doesn't mean that they wouldn't like the game, and I also knew that later on in life that they would have value of some kind,
Right.
and so like I always kept them. I've never so I think I've sold one game back ever in my life, and I literally lost sleep over it.
That was back before GameStop.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't a GameStop. It was actually it was at a local competitor, because I was making a lot of money working at Domino's at the time, doing deliveries, and then I would go in with just like cash, and they would basically I would buy like 12, 13 games at a time, and they'd give me like 3 of them for free.
Oh wow.
And it was nice. It was cool. I mean, like they were all games that like pretty much nobody wanted. I mean, because I'd buy them. I was buying more or less in bulk, but I was buying specifically to expand my collection of different titles that I didn't have. And it was like I would buy, I would buy like 5 PlayStation games and my 5 Xbox games and my 5 GameCube games. It didn't really matter what they were. It just mattered that I hit that number. I know it's a stupid thing to get really excited about, but I did. Every time I'd have like a really good Friday. I'd make like $170 in one night, and I come out and be like, "Whoa, fuck yeah!" Then I come in, and I mean the enjoyment.
I'm broke.
No, I never wasn't broke, but I mean like the enjoyment of like going in and then seeing like some kid in there who's like, this game's like $10. Just. And then I'd be like, I'll take the one that he's too busy thinking about, and every other game he looks at while I'm in here. I'll buy them all because fuck him.
That's because you're a bastard.
That is true. I'm a bad person when it comes to shit like that. I mean, I already told you my Louisiana Comic-Con story. I mean, but that was pretty bad. I was literally king nerd. I mean, like if I flash my money around anymore, that bunny girl leather Harley Quinn was easy gonna suck my dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was so funny too because like people were walking by and being like, yeah, because she's wearing like fishnets and like a one-piece body thong, and she's like, oh my god, are you looking at my butt? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I walked by her and I was kind of like, and she goes, "Did you look at my butt?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Well, I didn't give you permission." I was like, "That's okay. I just fucked you stupid in my mind too." And she's like, and I was just like, "I bet you're offended." And you know what? That only makes my erection harder. Keep being offended. Just your misery. Oh.
Gross.
That's pretty gross, Frank.
It's fine.
No.
It's totally fine.
Okay, so if you want to find out how much money you spent on Steam, you go to help. You go to
Yeah.
help me.
I'm sorry. Go on.
You go to support, Steam support. You go to my account.
You don't think that sometimes they're making fun of you?
You go to data related. And then you go to your Steam account. Wherever it might be.
Bless you, my son.
Thank you.
Your Steam account.
Okay.
Your game server, your inventory.
Where is it? I've seen it before.
I think you're fucking lying.
I hope. Part of me hopes that he is.
Because you don't want to see the number.
Yeah.
There's a purchase history.
No, don't look at that. You'll be spending all day there.
You'll be trapped. It's like the phantom zone of Steam. Sale participation, that's not it.
Okay, data related. Where's data related? Did I already go in there?
Community, account, community, inventory, Steamworks game data? No. Upload, store.
All games, personal data, and blah blah blah. That's not it.
All right, well, you find it and you let me know.
Right.
Until then, I will wait.
Go on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that one of the things about being older, obviously, is that as you get older, your perspective changes on a lot of things. I mean, Jerry, you can easily get behind this one because, like, as soon as you have a kid, things became substantially different. Things that you didn't think were important suddenly became very important.
Also, things that I'm like, oh wow, how excited can I be that my kids stack 2 blocks on top of each other? Like I've never.
It's amazing how excited you get.
Like I've never been excited. Like I never thought I'd be excited to be like, oh my god, you pooped. I'm so happy that you finally pooped.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's weird how, like, you go from parents are stupid to my child finally shat into a small plastic bush. So to shat into a small plastic toy that's supposed to be shat in, and I am so overjoyed, and I don't know how to express that in words, so I'll just sit here and cry.
Right? It's weird. It's so crazy, and it's like it makes me feel bad because like I feel like I'm so old and jaded and like I hate everything. But it's like I see my kid and they see how excited that she gets over like fucking mangoes, like
Yeah.
or like just like the simple things, like I don't know, like
the thing that's really nice about having kids is that you get to live vicariously through them, because like you had like you experienced all of that wonder, but now like you are jaded through experience and expectation. But I mean, like, your kid has neither of those. They have neither the experience nor the expectation, so like everything is fucking awesome and miraculous, and you get excited about stupid shit because they're getting excited about stupid shit, and it's amazing. Like my son, he watched a guy mow the lawn, and he was just spellbound. and I'm like, that's dumb, and he's like, Daddy, the sound, and I'm like, I know, and like now I'm excited, and it's fun to watch because like they see things like we took him to a little splash pad water park thing, and fucking Darth Vader was there. And he had like fully functional suit, respirator, the whole thing. And my son was just like, and I'm like, yeah, it's like that. That's amazing. I mean, it's because the guy was also like 6'5", so I mean, like he fit like the Vader profile. It was awesome. I mean, because to me, I see him, I'm like, Darth Vader. But then whenever like you see your kids seeing it, it's totally different.
Okay, so I found it. I linked it in channel improvement.
Make me log in. Steam powered account data. Oh my god.
Okay, so
is there just something I can just click on in my like actual Steam stuff?
no, I mean it is somewhere in there. I couldn't find it. So
Oh my fucking god.
okay, so the total amount for me is $3,200.
That's not that bad.
Over 10 years, yeah, I guess not. It's about the same amount as I paid for this fucking computer I'm on.
Oh my god, 2-step authentication is garbage.
I know.
See, that's another thing about this generation. It's like, oh my god, I gotta do
want it
things.
now.
I have to wait 3 whole seconds for an email? Are you fucking kidding me? I'll just go fucking die.
That's how it was at work, because we have a printer that doesn't print as fast as like say other printers, but then like if you really think about like how long ago it was that we were doing you had like the dot matrix and it was like that paper with the little dots on it was just whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. All this data is just garbage. But now, like if like the printer, like you send to the printer and it goes
Yeah.
God, this printer's so slow. It's really slow.
I feel like that's like a lot of things too. That a lot of the like newer generations is like everyone feels entitled.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
absolutely.
Like I deal with that like all day at work. Well, this blah blah blah. I should be compensated. Well, here, how about this? I'll compensate you by you can suck my dick, and you get a load, and that's it. Go away.
Here's your
Fuck you.
compensation. It's a free ticket to SockCon.
Sock on these nuts, motherfucker.
My grand total is $4,107.
Oh
I'm
my
actually
God.
embarrassed to see what I've spent.
Is it a lot or is it a little? Because this could really go either way. It depends on how you feel about stuff.
So what is? I wonder what an old spend means.
I just add them together, dude.
That's what I did.
Okay, $500.
Wow.
$510.87.
Wow. The other reason why Neil's is more expensive is because they don't make you pay for clicker games.
I mean, some of them you do.
I bet you bought some of them, didn't you? You fucking dirty bitch.
I did. But they were
Oh my
like 79 cents.
Oh my god, it doesn't even matter. It could be like 5 cents and you shouldn't pay for it.
Look, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm Charlie of Sakura's Angels.
Listen, it's so much more on your end because you buy so many fucking Rocksmith songs.
I only spent like... Look, shut up. Anyway.
Gotta go, guys. Thanks for stopping by.
I only buy them on sale too. That's the scary part.
It's still pretty rough.
I mean, it's like, yeah, I've spent easy $250 on that game. The only game that I've spent probably that much money on would probably be probably Heroes.
Yeah.
Heroes is a fucking... It's like a slot machine that never pays out.
I mean, pays out an experience? I don't know.
Sure, pays out an enjoyment? Question mark.
Experience.
Even though matchmaking literally butt fucks you like every time.
That is true. I
Matchmaking
mean,
is
it's like
so
it purposefully goes out of its way.
I love sometimes too because like we got into this match and I'm gonna play KT and then I get Illidan, Widowmaker, Genji. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you, matchmaking. That is horseshit. I'm
gonna go play World of Warcraft.
Like, you know what? I'm gonna solve that 4 out of this, and this game can go fuck itself.
Yeah, I mean, I've only spent $500.
Alright, guys. I think we're good for tonight. We've had a lot of fun streaming. If you want to tell us what you thought about the stream, or how you feel about getting old, or how you feel about us getting old, go ahead and let us know. I mean, all the channels there. We got what? Oh, what?
You know, he said we're getting old. I mean,
Oh.
he definitely is.
Look, time keeps on slipping
Slipping
into the future. So,
into the past.
Chrono Trigger. So you can get us at mail@dashofthegentleman.com. You can follow us here on Twitch to catch our next live stream. We're Dash of the Gentleman, no spaces. Or you can follow us on Twitter at DashlyMen. Or you can just visit our website. I mean, it's all on there, dashofthegentleman.com. So go ahead and visit us there. We're gonna do
Instagram, Facebook. We got a Discord. I mean,
we're all over the place, man. Just Google us. I mean,
It's fucking legit.
we don't fuck around over here, all right? Except for when we try to start a stream.
We don't fuck around except for when we fuck around.
Except for when we're trying to start a stream and everything just fucking goes haywire. So.
Who's we? Yeah, Turkey Pocket.
Oh yeah, just sitting over there, just waiting for me to do everything.
Yeah, maybe if you fucking work faster, it wouldn't be a fucking problem.
This fucking guy. Anyways, so we're gonna do a raid here, to a buddy of mine, and yeah, hope you join me for a few minutes to say hello. We'll catch you on the next one. We're gonna do tabletops tomorrow, same time.
Just don't answer me. It's fine.
Oh, sorry. What did you say, Frank?
Who is it? Who are we rating?
His name is Cynical.
Oh,
Cynical.
I'll be the judge of that.
All right, guys. Love you. Bye.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh.
Ha.
Does it though?
It does actually. It's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to look at that photograph.
Look at this graph.
Listen to this phonograph.
Dancing all around, dancing all around.
Boy.